Good morning, everybody. Crypto Strang here. This morning, I'm going to talk about my favourite project, Cardano. I know I spoke about it many times, covered many videos on Cardano. It's my first ever YouTube video. Always been very bullish on Cardano. And yes, we've spoken about many times about the delays and how long it's taken. But as we've said before, they're going for perfection. They could have rushed out Goguen, Shelley even before it came out. But they want to make it absolutely perfect. They're here for a project that's going to be around for decades. And you sort of go through everything, all their plans. Now, last week they done a fascinating thing. It was actually went on for a long time. It went on for nearly 3.5 hours. Cardano360, which is a monthly update, not just Charles but the whole team, and they basically do it once a month. It's excellent. So join it on the IOHK official YouTube channel, and they go through every part of the update. Now, it's got every part of the team sort of does a speech on where they're at on different parts of it, about the Goguen, everything about it, the governance side of things. Talk about partnerships. They can't go too in depth with that. And then Charles does like a 30-minute segment himself when he just sort of goes through it all. And they just talk about the general development. Now, I think it's great they do this. Obviously, Charles is very proactive on YouTube with his pretty much every week he does an AMA, but he also does a lot more videos now about general things. He's on YouTube a lot. Where before he's like once a week, I'd say he's on YouTube every other day lately, talking about different things, something that irritates him. For instance, he done a video the other day about the mass shooting in America. And even got people criticising him about that. Then people talk about criticising Cardano, even when he's talking about a mass shooting, and that really irritated him. And he done a tweet about this guy who said to him, "Oh, look at the CEO here. This is the guy IOHK," and basically slagging him off. So Charles basically sent him a very abrupt back, and then actually auctioned the tweet, which was incredible. Now I think he raised like $7,000-8,000. So he does many sort of YouTubes, not always just about Cardano, but most of them are. And he's so sort of transparent. There's no other CEO that comes close to Charles when he talks about how the project's developing. He's honest about delays. He's talking about everything going on. Now, he's just so proactive, and that's why you admire this guy. He's a relatively young guy. I think he's only about 34, 35. It's actually incredible. And sometimes he goes off on a tangent, talks about it, and just completely blows your mind when he talks about cryptography, etc. And it really is quite amazing when he does talk. So the Cardano360, quite a lot of good information come out about that. The main thing was talk about there, obviously Goguen, which we spoke about a long time. We've been waiting for this for such a long time, and smart contract projects can build on Cardano, and they basically gave the hint that they're moving towards now what's called the Alonso phase. It's like a kind of timeline of how that works was given. So basically, first of all, they've got to sort of integrate it into the ledger node, and that's basically what they call the heart of Cardano. Then the wallet sits on top of it, then Daedalus. So basically what's occurring right now is throughout March and basically throughout April is integration into the node to get ACLI. So the Alonso phase obviously very, very critical. And now, so basic integration is now happening, and it's what they call, it's stated on the Cardano360, sprint by sprint partners are being bought in. Now this is the bit where I've said before, I didn't think we was going to see $1 personally until Goguen was out. It's actually out, and we're well beyond $1. We reached nearly $1.50 recently. I think today was $1.21. So what basically is going to happen now is more and more projects built in. I think April and May are going to be absolutely massive for Cardano. It's never financial advice. I've always said that from the start with Cardano. When it was only 3 cents, me personally, it was absolutely ridiculously low price. But I'm not financial advice. I never do I ever want to be, but yet do your own research. But you can really see the potential in this. Now, I think as we go through April, May, leading up to like August, the amount of projects. Now that if you want to swap to Cardano, you've been thinking about that for a long time. You're stuck on Ethereum. You've been on Ethereum for ages. The gas fees are killing you. The scalability side of it. And you think, I want to get to Cardano. You're not going to wait, are you, months after the launch? You want to get in there straight. You want to be one of the first to swap across to Cardano. You want to be on the news. We're one of the first projects to cross to Cardano. So I think April and May are going to be huge with news articles coming out about projects swapping over. We had Singularity AGI. There's rumours of Celsius. I know him and Charles have been talking a lot. So I think really, as we sort of go through April, May, June, we're going to see so much news. It's going to be absolutely incredible. So I saw many news articles about the Cardano360 live chat. Now, one of the things that really interested me was this one on decrypt.co. Goes through quite a lot what went on. What I'd like to hear is actual description of Charles Hoskinson here. He even gives his location, exactly where he lives in Colorado. Now, on a recent AMA, Charles was actually talking about the fact that he's on his farm you know, he's working away and he can hear people shouting his name. So he said he's going to have to increase security. Now, if I was him, I'd increase security a lot because he's obviously a very public guy. You know, he's obviously a very wealthy guy. You know, security should be the forefront of it. You know, let's be honest. So anyway, so I thought that was interesting. So going through it, you know, and it states here on decrypt.co, Cardano developers plan to launch smart contracts focused testnet as soon as end of April. So that's what I'm thinking. April, beginning of May, as we go through May and June, it's going to be absolutely incredible what happens with Cardano. You've got to be fully aware, I think, of what's going on. A lot of people do FUD about Cardano. A lot of people slate it. Yes, it has been slow. Yes, it's taken a lot longer than imagined, but we're finally getting there, and it's going to be so different. And one thing Cardano and the whole team, IOHK, Cardano Foundation, etc., but mainly Charles, one thing that really irritates them is when they talk about price and value. He done a video here. This was literally yesterday, and he spoke about it, and he went on and on and on about how he hates people talking about money. Now, to be fair, me, I talk about it a lot, and I'm sure many other people do. We're here for sort of, yeah, we love the technology, the fact it's peer-to-peer payments, it's changing the world, it's going to make it much fairer in Africa, so people don't have, you know, their sort of lowly ranked currency against the mighty dollar or the euro, etc. So we want to make it fair, where some guy, he sells his, for instance, coffee in Cardano, but gets paid in Cardano. They're also going to do loans as well. They're talking about the Ethiopian government. I think there's a slight delay in that. But anyway, so if we come back to price, we are interested in the price. Now, I think the majority of people are, and he gets really irritated when people ask him, when's Cardano going to be $3, $5, $10? He gets really, really irritated because he doesn't see what we're seeing. We like all aspects of Cardano, but yeah, we do want to see the big prices so we can make life-changing, you know, decisions for ourselves, for our family, etc. So, but then you've got to flip it around. Would you want a CEO who's constantly talking about the price? Here, go, guys, we're going to $3. Would you want that from a CEO? No, you wouldn't. So it's just a balance, really. But he gets really irritated, I say. But on this video, you have to watch it. I'll put the link below. He was talking about prices. He was talking about when he was the co-founder of Ethereum, he was basically given 236,000 Ethereum. But what he did, he actually gave it all to his secretary, would you believe? That's what he's stating. You're like, wow. Someone put in the comments, I loved it, do you still speak to your secretary? No, he or she must be an extremely wealthy person. But he gave all his 236,000 Ethereum to his secretary. That speaks alone, just like, wow, you know. He's also talked about, he's kept his old Xbox. There used to be an exchange called BitMit, where you could basically buy stuff using Bitcoin in the early days. He started with Bitcoin, it was only $1. And he said he bought this Xbox for loads and loads of Bitcoin. He still keeps that Xbox of momentum. Most expensive Xbox ever bought, you know, what it's now worth from the Bitcoin he paid. So watch his AMAs, I find him really interesting. But going back to the news article, you scroll through and it's excellent. It's probably the best article I found online when he went through it. I didn't watch the whole Cardano360. I took a lot of snippets, different sections. But I must have watched a good old hour of it in different segments because it was so long, you know. And it states here, the addition of smart contracts marks a major milestone for Cardano since it will finally make the blockchain a viable competitor to Ethereum. When you when you look at Ethereum's problems now, you know, I was recently on Uniswap, MetaMask. The cost to transfer something related to Ethereum and ERC20 tokens is absolutely horrendous. It really is horrendous. I'll be honest, we had some old Swissborg, you know, from the old ICO stage. You know, when I got it, I didn't spend much at all, but that's worth a decent amount. So I went to swap it. To swap that Swissborg, which was roughly about, let's be honest, about £1,500, was going to cost me £230 in Ethereum gas fee costs. Now that is not sustainable. That is absolutely rotten, to be honest. So when you're comparing Cardano and Ethereum, it's literally like comparing Ryanair, a cheap for airline, to like a business jet. You know, something like, let's give it some sort of interview. Ethereum 2.0 has got to come out soon, and it's got to be as good as they say. Otherwise, Cardano, Polkadot, many other contracts are just going to smash Ethereum. So anyway, getting back to this, so went through everything they're doing. He talked about also on another thing about the NFTs. I think it's another market they're going to go into, but also states here, now the same functionality is coming to Cardano. As an example, the blockchain developers have presented a Cardano native dApp that allows users to swap different tokens, much like Ethereum killer dApps, such as Uniswap. Now, what I think, if someone's out there, when you think of Uniswap, PancakeSwap, etc., wouldn't it be great if someone actually created like a Cardano swap, where all the projects that cross from Ethereum to Cardano do the ERC20 converter, can then have an actual dedicated exchange when they can swap, and the fees would be literally nothing. Then if you ever got that, you'd see how many projects will swap over purely because of the saving cost and time, and it's much better cryptocurrency. So much. Also saw on DeFi Pulse, it states here as well, the total value locked in DeFi currently amounts to nearly 40 billion. We've covered DeFi Pulse many times before. Excellent website. So you go through it and just everything. I'll put the news article below, and it states here also that unlike Ethereum, however, Cardano does not rely on smart contracts for token transactions. This means that transfer fees, which continue to skyrocket on Ethereum, could be much lower on Cardano. They are much lower on Cardano, trust me. So states here, for example, average transaction fee on Ethereum has recently surged to an all-time high, reaching roughly $43 on February the 23rd. It's a damn sight more than that now, I believe. You know, it's just, where is it going to stop with these gas fees in Ethereum? You know, I've seen them talking about probably to get involved with Mizago, you know, just bringing in some other basic cryptocurrencies, ecosystems, blockchains to sort of try and sort this out with Ethereum, but they've got a massive mountain to climb. But who knows when Ethereum 2.0 is coming out? None of us know, do we? Let's be honest. So I think really April and May are going to be absolutely huge. Now, I've done a video recently where I think Cardano will reach $6 this year. That's my personal opinion. Again, it's definitely not financial advice. Some people are going much more bullish on that and much more optimistic. Many people talking minimum $10. You know, some others have said up to $50. We'll see. It might even reach $6. There's no guarantee, okay? That's what me personally, I think that'd be absolutely fantastic. So obviously I continuously monitor Cardano all the time, but I just want to do this quick video really, because I think April and May, once Goguen out there, it's going to be absolutely incredible how many projects cross over. When we start getting the first one, the second one, the third one, and then say if we do get in sort of an exchange where all the projects we've crossed, for me I see 22 Cardano on an exchange, I think whoever creates that exchange basically, similar to what Uniswap and PancakeSwap are rocketing up in the charts and sort of now in the top 20, you could really see that. And that's where it will just keep pumping hard as people cross to Cardano purely because it's such a better system than Ethereum's currently got. Time will tell. It's going to be a fascinating few months. Obviously, we'll do more videos as Cardano progresses, but I just love to see this project now it's developing. I've always stated 2021 is going to be absolutely huge for Cardano, and everything is coming together within the ecosystem. The whole project is coming together. So, as I say, it's going to be a fascinating year. But also on the roadmap.cardano.org, the official site, we do the roadmap. He did start on a recent AMA. Also, he's going to give an updated Cardano roadmap, probably by the summer, which will go through to 2025, which would be great to see. At the moment, if you go on there on the roadmap, the status update, they give regular updates. This was just after the Cardano360, and they go through everything they're doing from the DAO dollars. You know, they added support for the Tracer passphrase. They've got just many networking, Cardano decentralization. Talks about Goguen there, so you can see they're constantly testing it. So there's so much going on now. Also, what I liked about the Goguen part of the roadmap here, the Milo team worked on the implementation of the running contracts in the Milo dashboard client, improved contract semantics. They also started working on the export of contracts and mermaid graphs. So it's going very in depth, but as you can see, there's so many different teams working on so many different parts of the Cardano roadmap. That's why it's all coming together absolutely beautifully now. So let's see how it goes. I'll constantly monitor it, obviously. We'll go through it many, many times over the next few months, I'm sure. There'll be a lot of breaking news, certainly over the next couple of months. So as usual, anyone want any help, email me, info@cryptostrain.com. The Telegram link's below. Anyone want any help, don't hesitate to contact me and do whatever I can to help. I know how frustrating it can be, especially for a beginner with crypto, just getting the basics going. It's very frustrating until you actually understand it and how you can actually do your transactions, get your altcoins, etc. I've helped many people lately. Most popular thing at the moment seems to be Instagram. People message me on there. We do FaceTime. They turn their phone around to their screen. How do I get this? Blah, blah, blah. And I show them. Boff, boff, boff. They're done. They've got their token. They're over the moon. They realise once they've done it a few times, it's fairly easy, but literally getting started can be very, very frustrating. So anyone want any help, don't hesitate to contact me. Help you any way I can. Thanks very much. We'll speak again soon. Cheers. Bye.